Please, please, please don't rush with absolutely anything. It's so important for you to remember, my gorgeous Aquarius, this March you must not rush with something specific, with something in particular that you have stumbled upon. But you need to understand that if you rush with this stage and this part of your life, that it's going to in turn into something really negative and something really dark later on. This is in itself to do pretty much so with your emotions. It's pretty much so to do with maybe being around the wrong person. It's also to do with the power of somebody just overpowering you so much. And I do not like that other person, because that other person has got ulterior motives. Now you need to understand who this is. You need to realize who this is, because it's pretty much so to do with you being rushed towards the certain stage of your life. You were being rushed to do something, and at the moment something is just like kind of going on in such a way where the air is so thick energetically and spiritually, and you're not able to see the specific parts of that person, the specific parts of this person's spirit, the specific parts of this person's soul is hidden. And these parts of the person's soul and spirit you need to be aware of, because there are some kind of not really good intention around that person, about that person. They're trying to do something, they're trying to achieve something, they're being quite like kind of like they're thinking about themselves quite a lot, but at the same time, as I said, you're not able to see at this moment in time things clearly as they are. This is nothing unusual, and it happens very much so at around the time when we are surrounded by the wrong people or one particular person, especially one person you need to pay attention to, and you need to see who this is. So when you feel like kind of rushed, and you know, you're going to feel like rushed that you want to do something, that you do something really in particular. And it's also on another hand to do like involving this other person, because this person has got like a really big input in all this. What you need to understand, as soon as you kind of feel rushed or pressurized to do something, and it has got a lot of elements of silliness or like kind of unusual little energy that is maybe just kind of stealing your own attention away. And this is again to do with purely having the vibration of somebody very dark and negative around us, who is having a really bad impact and influence on us. So this particular person has got a really bad influence on you, because they kind of like got you where they need to get you in order to carry on with their plan. And I think that this is going to become quite evident and quite obvious, especially when it comes to the last 7 days of March 2022, because that person in itself is going to make themselves known. It is going to be obvious within the last 7 days in March what this is, who this person is, and what you shouldn't do, and most certainly what you should avoid. As I said at the beginning of this reading, do not rush with anything, because if you rush now, you will do something silly. You will do something that you shouldn't do, and you will do something that is only going to prolong like a negative and weird things in your life, and few months down on the line you're going to be like, what on earth have I done? Just remember that it's to do with somebody who is dishonest, not really good, negative, they're too far gone, and most importantly they are having some kind of ulterior motive. I'm not too sure about this person whatsoever, and I hope that you're going to be smart. I hope that you're going to be clever. Please, you don't need to drastically change your life like, oh my god, no baby, no. But do not rush with absolutely anything when it comes to the month of March, because by the time that month comes to an end in April, this is all going to be completely clear to you. In May, this is all going to be completely clear to you. So this is what you need to do. Okay, so this is something that I really need to stress. My name is Sasha Bonasin. And I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Aquarius, and it's for March 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Aquamarini, and it's for March 2022. I'm sorry the whole month is not going to be like, oh my God, so weird and so dark and so bizarre, but I just have to, for the love of God, stress this, how important this is, because you are going to have a really unique opportunity after that, as long as you kind of like really respond to your own intuition, because it's quite along the lines with you like doing maybe something silly, and also you wanting to do something that was like motivated by that other person, but they're stealing your vibration, they're stealing your energy. Because if you go down that road, you know, it's going to be very deep and dark hole that is going to be like quite a while to come out of. So this is something for you to understand, but your own intuition is already telling you this. Your own intuition is going to make you aware of things that you should be aware of, because at the same time you will know who this is, because you will be able to see something that you didn't see before. And this is how you will know who this is. On another hand, the fact that I am actually having number 11 in numerology as your number this month, it's a big mama, it's huge. You know, it means that very annoying emotional confusion is going to start clearing itself. And this is brilliant. And that in itself is going to allow you to grow. It's going to allow you to progress in life. In itself, this month is bringing you a very, very important successful dealings. And the successful dealings that I'm talking about, it's going to be very strong on the 7th of March. 17th of March and the 27th of March. These 3 days are all going to be connected to some kind of like an opportunity that is just going to be it's going to be connected to the actual very successful dealings. So on one hand, there are going to be very successful dealings on these days, but then on another hand, if you do need to talk to someone, if you do need to kind of like have an important conversation with someone, if you do need to have a certain dealings and things like that, these 3 days are going to be absolutely miraculous for you, because you're going to get so much more out of it, because you're going with this particular vibration, you're going through with this particular energy, and this is all going to contribute towards like a really important progress in your life. But at the same time, you're going to prove such a huge, massive point to somebody who means to you so much, somebody who's important to you, like a family member, somebody you are going to prove like a really huge point. And this is going to be very personal to you. This is going to be really important to you, because it's going to make you feel really brilliant, because you will know how much you learn so much about life. You will know how your wiseness is so important. But also on another hand, when it comes to you being an empath, this is all going to work into your advantage, because you know something very special, you know, something very sacred about that other person, that is also at the same time going to be playing an important role the way you go around it. Okay, this is important. On another hand, number 11 in numerology, my gorgeous Aquamarine, this is important. Like, oh my God, it's like basically having a control over a very specific situation in such a way where you will know what to do. It's to do with the plan, and you need to be smart, you need to be clever, you are going to be like pretty much so you're going to be challenged by the people in your life, by people around you, and you're going to be challenged in such a way where, I don't know, you're going to feel like you've been watched maybe. You're going to feel like maybe they know something very sensitive and very specific about yourself. Something maybe that you're doing that you're not really too happy yourself, that you're maybe trying to stop, but it just takes time. You know, by the same time, it looks like there's something what is really sensitive about your life that you're working on to trying to stop. For example, it's just going to be taken against you. And it's going to be very interesting which people in your life are actually going to play this certain role. It is not a good role. It's a nasty little role, you know, but then again at the same time, you know, it is the certain masks are going to fall, and once these masks fall, you will know who you can trust and you will know who you can't trust, and it's going to be very interesting the way the situation is going to unfold, and particularly especially in between the 15th of March and the 31st of March, when this is actually going to take place. On another hand, you know, this is going to bring you confidence this month. This is going to bring you really positive energy and determination, and I really like this because it's going to happen at around the time when you become aware of the accomplishment that you had over the last year. There is a certain specific accomplishment that it's going to come to the light, and you're going to like it. You're going to hear something about it, and someone is going to praise you. Someone will tell you something who mean to you so much, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I feel so good. And this is brilliant. This is going to be very unique spiritual experience, because it's at the same time going to put you in the position like of your own spiritual reflection, where you will know exactly there is a certain specific part of your life that you want to learn more. Please try to pay attention to this respectful knowledge that I'm talking about. This is something sacred. This is something big. This is something that needed in your life. This is something that you must not ignore. This is something that you must not avoid. And you know what? Let me make it even more like specific. It's in between the 25th and the 31st of March. Pam pam pam. In between the 25th and the 31st of March, there is going to be this sacred thirst for knowledge that you're going to have, and this is going to like kind of inspire every single fiber of your being. This is going to inspire your spirit. This is going to inspire your soul. This is so important for you to understand that this is something that is also going to explode later on. By the time you get to September 2022, there is going to be such a powerful correlation with everything that I said, and you will know like, oh my God, it's like when I just like kind of focused on this. All you need to do is establish what this is, which part of your life needs your attention when it comes to you taking this on the next level. But it's to do with the learning process, and it's also going to be on your mind like, oh my God, this is going to take too long, it's going to be too expensive, blah blah blah. But then sometimes in life you have to give in order to get back. You know, sometimes in life we can't always be, oh yeah, completely secure. You know, certain things in life come with a certain risks, and this is like what is going to seem like a risk. It's going to take too long, it's going to be like this, it's going to be like that. No baby, no, this is exactly what you should be doing. This is exactly the path that you should be going towards, and it's also going to be so many ideas that you are going to have around that particular element. And what this is, it's going to be revealed to you in between the 25th and the 31st of March. You know, on one hand you will see like suddenly it's going to come to you the last 3 months of your life, why certain things were delayed. Well, the answer is in this learning process, okay? This is why I like it. This is why I like this. And this is in itself, it's just going to remind you, you know, of the things that you have been through over the last 12 months. And you will not want to kind of like repeat the certain things again. Not that you did certain mistakes or anything like that. But now, by this moment in time, you will know to kind of what to avoid. And you will know what to go for. You will know exactly what makes sense. And you will know exactly what doesn't make sense and why it doesn't make sense in your life. And that the power is within you. Don't wait for John, don't wait for Maria, don't wait for Lily, don't wait for Mary. Do you know what I mean? No baby, no. Now specifically every single thing that comes to you this month, you just most simply have to do and pay attention to it. And it needs to come from you, and you're the one who needs to take this action, because you're just making this energy more powerful, more beneficial for yourself. Because when it comes to the growth, your spiritual growth, this is something that you're going to find very beneficial indeed. So it really depends which pathways you're going to choose in order to get what you want to get in your life, you know. It is about the actual also. On another hand, you know, I really like it because something really spiritual is going to take place. Something really spiritual is going to happen. You're an empath. I said this many times. You're ridiculously powerful. You're ridiculously spiritual. So when you see certain things, you know, when you see certain signs, when you see certain synchronicities, you know, these ring the bells when it comes to you, my gorgeous aquamarine, in a completely different light, because it's all about the things that you already knew. You're ridiculously clever spiritually, like you're so clever, and you're like one of those people who are like, maybe you're 10, you're 11, and you're just only 10 or 11 years old, and you're already like a child. You're coming up with these things, and people are like, wow, I can't believe you're like so strong with these opinions, you know. And this is because you know things. You have got the ability to remember your past lives very vividly and very strongly, and this is what you keep on carrying from each life to each life. You keep on carrying yourself, like we all do, but with the difference when it comes to you, you, you're able to remember like this, oh la la, and you're able to bring this from one life to another life. It's just remarkable, remarkable. So there is going to be at around the 16th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th of March, where you're gonna see the actual something very much so spiritual. Maybe you will look at some spiritual ritual, or you will see something, and this is going to be so spiritual to you, but it's also going to be like a little personal ritual, and something is going to happen at that moment in time. Something is going to change in you. Something is going to change within you, and not only this is going to be like, oh my God. You will just realize like why you didn't have a certain ideas, and why you were like kind of maybe feeling low and feeling down, but most importantly there is the idea that you will get through this, from this, and at around that moment in time. So it's not necessarily looking at the ritual and being aware of something spiritual, not necessarily from that an idea, but that is going to trigger something within you. So after that moment in time, there is some kind of idea that is going to come to you, because something will trigger you in the best possible way. You're going to be triggered where you need to be triggered. You're going to be triggered in the way you need to be triggered, and it's going to help you so much to make sense of nonsense. And it's also going to confirm to you the importance of not allowing other people to steal your vibration and energy ever again. Important. Okay, so you just follow your path, you just listen to your mind, follow your intuition, because this is going to be like pretty much a very psychic month, very powerful when it comes to you being psychic. So a lot you're going to understand. On another hand, going back to the idea that you are going to have at the moment in time when you see a little ritual, or you become aware of a little ritual or something spiritual, not that long after that, you're going to have an important idea. This is significant. But on another hand, you just need to understand that you are also going to become aware of the certain deception. You're going to become aware of the certain devil here, and I don't like it. And when you're going to become aware of the certain devil and deception, it's just going to pretty much going to happen in between the actual 18th and the 31st of March. You will become aware of the little deception person, a little like a kind of dishonest person, like a really bad influence, and someone really insincere. But this is going to be good for you. Please, I'm being a dark Lala again, I know, but I can only tell you what I see. Okay, so it's going to work for your favor. We come across this all the time. We come across negative people all the time, sadly. We come across all sorts of vibration. Nothing to be worried about. At the moment, the way things are, the up is down, down is up. You know that. Come on. Down is up is down. And when that's happening, then the energy is like very thick. It's very unusual. It's very strange. But then that can also work really brilliantly for you, because you're so clever, and you know that in order to carry on, to make the sense of things at the moment of the darkness, you just need to find the balance in between and just keep going forward. And how you're going to keep going forward? Just listen to your ideas, pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to things that are inspiring you, because throughout this month, there is also going to be pointed out to you, there is the idea that you had not that long ago. So you need to carry on with that, something very unusual, something very kind of unique. The idea you had, my gorgeous Aquamarini, not that long ago, like about within the last couple of months for sure, but it was even longer than that. But it's something unusual and something specific and something unique and something that you're going to need to take on the next level, because it's the part of your soul, it's part of your spiritual journey, so you're not going to be able to ignore this. But going back to this little bastard here, this devilish person here, you're going to become aware of this devilish person, and then you're going to become aware of like some kind of dishonesty. But then again, that is actually going to awaken you. It's going to open your eyes, my Lord. And once your eyes are open, nothing is going to close them ever again. You will know every single thing that I said in this reading. It's actually going to make sense. But at the same time, you will also kind of be able to to kind of connect the dots together here, because it's going to open your eyes, and it's going to make you kind of learn to awake, and it's going to make you kind of awake to unknown dangers. And this is always good, and it's brilliant, and that it's going to work for you in such a good way, because you being awake within the last 7 days of March, baby, within you being awake to an unknown danger, it's going to change everything. my goodness, you know, in the best possible way, because on one hand it is going to start changing your path, it is going to bring closer certain people together, it is going to help you to reconnect with the actual very important people in your life that you've like actually maybe a little bit lost connection with, you know. So you have to like take all this consideration into account. But there's also someone who is very, very kind of like a very important person in your life, very somebody who's very important to you, somebody who you know for a long time, like a really great friend or great family member who's very close to you, somebody who's very special to you, like a great friend, like one of the, like the best friend or one of the best friends, somebody who you really have something so strong. You will sense that that person knows you so well, that person knows you in and out. They know you and you know them. They will not even tell you anything. But pay attention to their energy. Pay attention to their vibration. They might not even be close to you, but you know what am I talking about, because you're Aquarius, you're Aquamarine, so you're an empath, you know, you have this energy. You don't need to be close to people. You feel people anyway, as it is. Through that person, they will not even tell you anything. So it's someone very close to you, very important to you, somebody who you appreciate in so many different ways. They will not even tell you anything, but you will know what they think. You will know what they're thinking about, because you will know something is like, oh my God, what are they like? You will know what they think because you're so close, and they will be thinking about that particular person that I mentioned before. They will be focusing on that person. So somebody who's very close to you, who you mean the world to that person, and vice versa. But you will sense that they are kind of focusing on that other person who is around you, that you should be careful about. So this is going to be food for thoughts for you as well. But it's also going to get you that much closer towards a very specific part of your life that, you know, you should really pay attention to. It's really, really important now more than ever. So this is something I need you to remember. And also on another hand, yes, there is going to be a bit of a tower situation by the end of the month that it's really going to surprise you, and it's going to kind of set you out of the balance a little bit. But this tower situation, it's again going to help you to see your own strength and your own power, and you're going to realize how powerful and strong you are. And it's going to kind of seem first of all like, oh God, you know, but then again you're going to enjoy something so much, because you will see that at the same time things that have been making you very unhappy as well at the same time is coming to an end. So you just need to carry on, and by the time you come to the last part of this month, it's all about, you know, opportunity that you're going to become aware of. This is going to be big mama. These are only the beginning of, but then again it's needed for the advancement of your life. You're going to find something rather challenging, but you're going to be absolutely fine. Just the fact that you're going to become aware of this opportunity is just going to be like a big mama moment in so many different ways, but it is only the beginning. This is so important because it's to do with you having the certain approach. You need to like kind of go one step at a time. By the same time, it's to do with an advancement and going on the next stage of your life. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aquamarinis, I'm going to see what do you need to do in terms of spirituality and in terms of like your health and things like that. You also need to understand that this time when it comes to March, we need to like really do something in order to rejuvenate ourselves. You most certainly you need to rejuvenate yourself. The March is a very sacred month because it's the time of changes. There's a lot happening, a lot changing when it comes in the nature, within the nature, but it's also a lot changing within us. We are part of the nature is part of us. At this moment in time, what you should be doing as much as you possibly can, go back into the forest if you possibly can, find a little bit of ground if you possibly can, and find a ground where it's like untouched, where people don't walk if you possibly can, you know, and find like a way you're going to be on your own, like a sit down, relax a little bit, just don't think about stress, don't think about nonsense, don't think about anxiety, don't think about problems. If you have to, then just go for it. But I'm just telling you how you can break through this energy really quickly in much better and much more sophisticated way when it comes to making things happening much quicker, much sooner, in the best possible way. So now you just need to find a little bit of ground. You need to kind of sit down if you can, and you just put your hands on the ground, and you need to start the process of grounding. This is going to rejuvenate you. It's going to re-energize you. It's going to make you feel so much better. Sometimes people don't understand the actual effort effect and the forest in itself has got on us. And just relax and pay attention to your breathing, to the deep breathing and things like that. Relax a little bit. You're having a left hand on your on the ground, and you're still kind of chilling out, relaxing and deep breathing, and then suddenly just try to focus on your left hand, for example. You can start on the right hand, however you feel, really. So on the left hand, let's say if you start, you just imagine this beautiful white silver light, gorgeous white silver light going around your hand first, and that way just start mixing this energy in your mind, with your hand and the ground, and then go on to the second step. Second stage is like you're still having your eyes closed. Imagine first finger and like all this silver and white energy going around your first finger, second finger slowly, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger. And while you're all doing all this, your hands are on the ground like this, closed, yeah? So, down on the ground. So then the next thing would be to actually just imagine that white silver light going into the ground a little bit like that. You just imagine this all with your mind. This energy is going into the ground and coming back. This white silver beautiful energy. That way you are rejuvenating yourself like, oh my God, what you're doing to yourself, it's remarkable here. And then you just imagine the second finger going into the ground and then coming back the energy. You imagine each finger, and then you do it on the second hand, and then you do that for like about 4 or 5 minutes. You can do it for like about a couple of minutes. You can do it for 10 minutes. It depends how much you're going to need. This is going to rejuvenate you like there is no tomorrow. It's going to make you feel so much better, and it's going to help you to get rid of the actual toxicity in your body, within your body. It's going to help you to get rid of that toxicity like so much. And also on another hand, it's going to be brilliant because you will see like when you go, you're going to feel so much better. When you leave, you're going to feel so much better, and there are going to be the certain specific problem that it's going to be on your mind, and it's going to surprise you like the answer that you're going to have that you already knew, but it's going to surprise you like, oh my God, I feel so keen and eager to do this, but just before I did this rejuvenation thing, this healing thing in the forest, that just wasn't happening. So it's really going to clear the certain airways and passages in your mind, you know, in your vibration, in your energy, that when it comes to subconscious mind. So this is going to be really beneficial for that energy flow. So it's just pretty much so going to direct you really bravely and nicely, like which part of your life you should go on and not worry whatsoever. So this is something I need you to understand. And also when it comes to the actual like phones and things like that, try to avoid the phone and that vibration and internet as much as you possibly can. Try to have a little breaks. It's really important. Or at least try not to go on the internet the very first thing in the morning. Try to like kind of do other things in the morning, then go on the internet later on. Or for example at night, you know, before you go to sleep, just try to make sure that it's not the last thing that you're doing when you go to sleep. And also try to put your phone on an airplane mode as well. It's going to be much better for you. It's something that you're going to find really beneficial. Okay, so now my gorgeous aquamarinis, I'm going to see what is going to be the first important date, but before I go there, look at this gorgeous baby. Look at this new pendant. This is also again brand new pendant, and it's one of the most beautiful pendants I have. And this is pretty much so the purple Suji stone. It's quite unique and they're quite difficult to get hold of, but it's beautiful when it comes to inspiration in our lives. It's beautiful when it comes to us communicating. It's beautiful when it comes to us expressing in the way we want to express ourselves around the people that are a little bit dark in energy, a little bit negative, and with the people that are very, very strong, because you're going to come across a very strong people throughout March and April, and this just brings you balance almost immediately, you know, because it generates positive energy, positivity, and it's against negative emotions and situations. You know, it does indeed relieve stress, anxiety, and establishes peace of mind when we need it the most, because it brings us an emotional healing. But most importantly, it helps us to stay on top of things, and it helps us to stay true to ourselves. For March, April, and May, this will be a must to wear every single time when you're doing something important, every single time when you're doing something significant, and every single time when you want to make the most out of the situations. And almost instantly, it has got such a powerful vibration that almost instantly I can feel it just holding it like this, let alone wearing it, you know, around your neck. This gorgeous Suji stone comes with sterling silver sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, so thank you very much. I have to say that. Thank you. So now the first important date is going to be on the 7th of March. Now the 7th of March, I just like this. It's not only the 7th of March, sorry, it's going to start on the 1st of March. The 1st of March is going to feel different. The 1st of March is going to feel strange. The 1st of March, you will be able to feel the energy that you didn't feel in a long time, and this is going to confuse you, but in the best possible way, and it's going to get you thinking, it's going to get you going, and now suddenly you're going to have this sense of urgency, like suddenly you want to kind of do this and you want to do that, and this is what you should be paying attention to, because it's coming from somewhere very deep, and it's going to be pinpointing you and directing you. So by the time you get to the 7th of March, it's all about this transition that you're going to find yourself at. It's about a change finally coming in, change finally happening for you, you know, and it's the change about the part of your life that is just doesn't make sense anymore. It's just sucking your energy out, it's draining your energy, and you will know what this is, because it's making you feel really bored. You know, you want to abandon this, you want to stop this, you want to change this, but before you change this and stop this, there is a sacrifice, and this sacrifice is going to be like, oh my god, but this sacrifice, it's all about readjustment, regeneration and rebirth. But before you do this readjustment, it's all about establishing like what part of your life it's like making you feel really bored and down. It's just changing your way of thinking, but also at the same time seeing how you will be able to realize and establish how there are certain priorities slowly change. So this is something to follow, because this in itself is going to inspire you, and it's also going to make you aware of the useless sacrifice as well. Somewhere on the line, just out of the blue, something is going to be around and you're going to become aware of like a useless sacrifice. This is all going to be playing an important role. But then on another hand, it's all about your bravery and capacity. This is brilliant, because it's all about this balance and harmony that you're going to have. All you need to do is basically to make sure you understand that the tact is necessary to maintain pace, because what is going to be on your mind in between the 7th and the 15th of March, this is going to be big mama moment. This is all about you pretty much so having an obstacle. You're going to overcome an important obstacle at this moment in time, but that obstacle is also going to pretty much so put you on an advantage, because something is going to come out of it. It's going to surprise you in the best possible way, and it's going to require like a little bit of negotiation and a very successive dealings after that moment in time. You will know that this is something you need to do, because it caused so much like kind of delays, and delays cause lack of motivation, and that made you feel really dissatisfied. So now this is going to be really nice moment in time, because you will also have a situation in between the 7th and the 15th of March where, you know, the certain topic is going to make your heart flutter, and that is going to also be so personal to you. This is going to bring you the whole new meaning. It's not about your heart being like make your heart flutter, but there is something that you're going to get to know about yourself here, and that in itself it's also going to pretty much so confirm to you which part of your life you need to just kind of keep going and keep focus and stay concentrated, stay committed to the task at hand, because what you're doing right now, this is going to change your life. Although it doesn't seem like it's going to be so huge and big, but most certainly it is going to. Okay, so the next date would be on the 15th, but before I go there, look at another gorgeous brand new pendant. Is green moss agate. I mean, come on, man. This is all about, this feels so good. Again, just holding in my hand, very beautiful, very powerful. You can actually see through, but I don't know, you can't really see it like this, but it's like, it's such a beautiful little texture. This is like, not texture, but it's just such a beautiful consistency. It's absolutely gorgeous. And at a time like March, April, you know, this is the time when everything is changes. As I said before, the nature, we are changing, and things like that. So this like crystals are very beneficial, because it's just basically it helps us to reconnect with the nature. It helps us to get closer to the nature, and at this moment in time, this is only going to increase your vibration as well. It brings calm, and it brings you closer to nature, and also it helps you to concentrate, focus, and make the right decisions. This is fantastic. There are lots of decisions that you there are lots of there are lots of decisions that you're going to be making. A lot is going to be happening throughout this March, you know, and April as well. So this is why this helps you with the focus so much. And also, it's not only about decisions and things happening, but it's a lot going to happening around you in your personal life, with the people in your life, but also with other things and the people that, like, you don't know anything about, don't mean to you, but it's just you will be able to feel the vibration and energy, and something is going to be low, something is going to be down, and this is going to be confusing you. So this is why this is like when you feel like spaced out, when you feel weird, when you feel bizarre, or when you feel like you're not feeling right. You know, we all have those feelings of like you know, Twilight Zone-ish feelings and things like that. So this really helps you, like, almost immediately to bring this calmness into your life, but it helps you to concentrate, focus, and make the right decisions. This is like a must also to have. This comes with a gorgeous sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous aquamarine, you also support in my channel, I have to say that, so thank you very much. So the second important date it's going to be on the 15th of March. Now the 15th of March, I really like this. It's like a plan. This is like, oh my God, you're just going to wake up in the morning and something is going to be on your mind, and you're not going to be able to explain this, like, oh my God, and there are going to be like a couple of other things that you're going to become aware of at the same time, that are going to be through the power, that are going to come to you through the power of the actual synchronicity. And somebody who is very close to you, it's also going to tell you something, and it's going to surprise you what they're going to tell you, but it's going to be a very strong correlation with what is actually going to be on your mind. On the 15th of March 2022, you are going to have a really important plan. This is such an important time of your life, because it's going to inspire you, it's going to give you hope, it's going to give you confidence. You know, it's like at the same time, you know, there are going to be like some uncertainty that are going to be connected to it, and some uncertain situations, feeling and vibrations. But then again, I can see that there is going to be very important conversation that is going to be followed in between the 15th of March and the 31st of March. So it's going to start on the 15th of March, but there is a very important conversation that you are going to have by the end of the March, yeah, which is going to pretty much so also make you realize, you know, like a very important conclusion. And through that conversation, you will have a very important conclusion. And that conclusion is going to open your eyes, and most importantly, it's going to make you aware that you're it's going to make you aware that you're approaching the end of a very, very annoying problem. And at that moment in time, there is a quite unexpected event going to occur, and that event is going to surprise you, because it is just again going to be down on the line about a little change of priorities, but most importantly, it's just kind of going to show you what part of your life is very strong and solid, and that moment in time, what your part of your life you should stay committed to. Going back on the 15th of March, you know, it's just all about the hope, inspiration, faith. You know, this is going to be connected to the bright prospects that are going to come out of it on between the 15th of March now again and the 31st of March. You will know what this is, because it's going to make you feel optimistic every single time when you think about it. But there is again going to be an omen. Again, there is going to be a bird. This bird is going to be a good omen, positive omen, very successful omen, that your life is about to change, your life is about to bring you pleasure, your life is about to bring you happiness. By the same time, somehow you will be able to connect these bright prospects that I'm talking about, because this is exactly what this little bird is going to make you aware. There is a very important sign, very important omen that you're going to have. It's going to come in the form of a bird, but something is going to feel so happy about it, so optimistic and so good. And you will know that this bird is part of your dream, this bird is the part of your energy, this bird is part of your dimension. So you know, this is going to be a sign that your life is about to change, and not that long after that moment in time, you're going to become aware of other things alongside those bright prospects that I've already said. Absolutely brilliant time of progress, but at the same time, the motivation, you know, motivation is going to be remarkable, and something is going to get back to you at that moment in time. Some kind of karma mama is coming back, you know, in the best possible way. Some kind of good is going to come back to you. Something that you have been doing over the last 7 months, maybe helping someone, and this is really going to inspire you, and it's going to make you feel even more keen and eager to like just carry on with your life. It's going to make you feel good at the time when this is just going to slide in really nicely, you know. It's brilliant. The 31st of March, now, do you know what? is the 30th and the 31st of March. There is a little mistake here that you're gonna make. You know, you will do something and then you're gonna blame yourself, something really tiny. And you know, it's going to remind you, that mistake, it's going to remind you about a different mistake that you made within the last 3 to 4 years, and it's just going to get you thinking, you know. So it's a little mistake that you will make, but it's only something really little, it's only something really tiny, it's just you approaching something. This is okay, it's all part of the process, don't worry, it's going to be fine. In the 31st of March, there's a little mistake that you're going to make, you know, and the mistake is going to be highlighted on the 30th and the 31st, which is going to make you aware and remind you of a different mistake that you've made. But that other different mistake that you made within the last few years was huge, like quite big, and you're going to be like, oh no baby, no, you know. And that is going to make you thinking, it's going to get you understand that you are getting something really important out of it, little warning before you go further. So this is brilliant, and it's going to make you be indecisive in proceedings. And this is again good, because you being indecisive in proceedings, it's going to show you somebody else's narrow-mindedness, and that somebody else's narrow-mindedness is just basically going to make you aware of somebody being really immature. And what does this have to do with all this? Well, that is just going to get you thinking, and that is just going to kind of bring the very serene knowledge out of you. You're going to be very much so spiritually penetrated at this moment in time, but you will learn something here through all this that I said. It is just going to kind of bring the very much so hidden emotion out of you when it comes to you realizing, do you know what, that you want to change something, when it comes to you feeling frequently too restrained. So this is all going to work really beneficially for you, because by the time the end of the day, the 31st of March comes to an end, you know, that day, that evening is going to be so special. The 31st of March, the evening, the darkness, there is something going to be so unusual about that evening, something is going to be so unusual about that night, something is going to be so strange and so different. And you will also notice that something is missing, something that you did not like, something that you were aware of, it's missing, and this is going to be quite good. You will see what I mean. By the same time, at the evening, on the 31st of March, that night, something really important is going to happen to you. You need to understand that the power within you, it's going to come up, it's going to be super enhanced, as long as you remember to push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. This is a new start I'm talking about, and the only way for that new start to happen, to manifest, is to you to trust yourself. This is going to be your magic. This is going to be your power, and this is already going to be the process of manifestation that you're already going to start. Then and there, that moment in time, you're about to plant a very, very special seed, very, very spiritual seed. So make the most of it by being brave, by being open-minded, by being optimistic, and by just allowing to this energy to go further. Indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen in the first part of March, mid part of March, and the last part of March, just briefly. So I don't keep you for the whole day, you know. Oh Lord. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aquamarini, the first part of March is basically you are going to get an important clarity on your life purpose. In the first part of March, you're going to feel something very warm and very special. This is to do with the clarity on your life purpose. This is going to be undeniable, because it's going to increase your vibration almost immediately. In your heart, you will know what to do, my gorgeous Aquamarini, okay? The mid part of March, it's all about the actual, there are certain events that you're going to become aware of, and these events are all, it's always the same answer. Stay focused, because this is to do with a very passionate life. that you will have after this moment in time. The more energy you put in, the more you're going to get out of it. You have to stay focused, and also at the same time you have to trust your instincts, because you are going to deal with a very, very interesting obstacle at the same time. And the answer to that obstacle is going to be to trust your instincts. When you're unsure about someone, you will be absolutely right. The last part of March, you know, it's like an important clarity is going to kick in like a big mama, and an important clarity is going to make you it's going to give you choice. It's going to make you aware that you can make a really important choice. So now it's all about stop over analyzing, you know, because you are pretty much going to get an important clarity on what you desire. By the same time, you're going to get an important clarity on what you need to do in order to move forward. Very important indeed. So now, my gorgeous aquamarini, for those of you that are in relationship, you know, you are reaching a very important moment. You will establish exactly, you know, the stages, the days that are important are 4th of March, 14th of March and the 24th of March. Please pay attention to these days, because there's going to be quite interesting little revelations that you are going to have, and these revelations are all going to be different, but they're all going to pinpoint towards the same thing, like what part of your life you must abandon, you both as the couple. You must change this, you must change this, you must change it. There is something that is really sucking your energy, draining your energy, and you need to establish what this is, and you will know what this is, because these 3 days are all going to be completely different, but it's all going to boil down to the same thing. If you didn't like do this, if you didn't do that, that wouldn't have happened. So what you don't do, what you must not do, is going to be obvious for both of you. And then as soon as you establish that, you know, the last 7 days are going to be fantastic when it comes to you being very active and determined. You as a couple feeling active and determined, it's also going to bring the right ideas into your lives in the last 7 days of March. So it's actually going to be really good for the couples. For those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous aquamarine, it's the problem. First of all, you need to establish like what do you need to do in order to kind of change your life a little bit, because this is what you're going to do. You're going to have like quite deep months that it's going to make a really powerful impact on your love life, but you will establish the part of your life that is just making you feel really bored, that is making you feel really uneasy, that you're really kind of like struggling and you're not happy with. By the same time, that part of your life, it's also bringing you the answer, because it's going to make you to do something different. It's going to make you to think and feel in a different ways, and that it's all going to be leading and point towards the actual change that you need to make. And the change that you need to make, it's maybe to do with your lifestyle, it's maybe to do with where you are going to, it's maybe to do with like with the people that you are seeing on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, or maybe it's like you just kind of changing your way where you go on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. But first of all, there is some kind of direction that you're going to feel very unsatisfied about, and then it's going to get you thinking, and then it's going to get you going, and then it's going to get you like kind of to establish exactly what you want to change. You know, maybe you will change the shop that you go to. You know what I mean? It's going to just come to you just out of the blue, to your own self-illumination. So that is going to put you on the path where you should be. So first of all, you just need to establish this part of your life, and then as soon as you establish this, you're just going to find yourself on the path with new things, new people, new acquaintances slowly coming into your life. It's going to take a time, you know, but then again, at the same time, this is like going to be like pretty much so this kind of like a little spiritual bridge that you need to go over in order to actually find somebody who's going to be quite significant. It's not going to be that long actually, but at the same time, it is just as soon as you kind of start that new process in your life, you know, this is going to bring you really interesting vibration and energy that is in itself going to make you feel so much better about yourself. And then you will see one step at a time, and it's not going to be that long. So this month you will know where you're going to meet someone, where you're going to meet this important person, where you're going to meet this significant person. When you realize and establish which part of your life you're going to change, that in itself is going to bring other changes, like you going somewhere else, you changing where you go, maybe on a different days, but you will see that in itself is going to be big mama, because it's at the same time going to become highly transformational, not only when it comes to your own much needed energy, but also when it comes to that these emotions and this optimistic feeling and this energy that is slowly gonna subconsciously be preparing you for someone really special who is about to walk into your life indeed. Okay, my gorgeous aquamarinis, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.